Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and we are underway from the Superdome. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with second and a yard. Dalton up, play action. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
There's Chris Olave. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Chris Olave, touchdown, New Orleans. So let's see, that was 3rd and 2. They hit the short pass, having the first down. He said, well, let's get a little more to the first down, all the way into the end zone.
And I know this is the NFL, and 3rd and 2 isn't necessarily a rundown. I think most of the time you play it as a passing down, but you can disguise it a little bit, right? You can show heavy run formation, make it look that way, and still throw the football effectively, as we just saw there. And he's still running, isn't he?
He's stopped now. He got 6 points for it. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Fields this way up at the 17. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 27. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Paulson and Debo. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. So they gave up the big play on the touchdown in the first drive, Charles, and now they were looking for a big play of their own. Instead, they throw the interception.
And Brandon, they came right out and went for it, trying to push the ball downfield. But remember, the other side ran a few plays before their big one, so they got a little impatient there, and it cost them.
Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17. An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs even though they're playing out on the perimeter.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Here's Dalton. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Dalton. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
The quick slant caught. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone, and it'll be a turnover on downs. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands. And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down. It's Tagovailoa from his own end zone. Steps away. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to two people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. Rolling to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and it goes down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. How do you get in there and knock another one away? I think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder.
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time.
Now this is where field awareness comes into play. He's getting perilously close to his own goal line. And after that sack, backed up to his own 2.
Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. He gets this one to Johnson. And getting this just shy of midfield, they spotted at the 49.
Slant pass complete to Olave. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. After one, it's 9-0. Working with 2nd and 5 now.
Dalton now to pass. Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because...
Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted.
Marcus May with a pick.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Well, their defense got him the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brand, I almost expect you coming like an auctioneer. We've got 2, we got 2. Do I hit 3? Remember, if it's 2 in a row, would we hit 3 in a row? Because he's these offenses, they got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked in and really focused.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. And that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Now Dalton. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And that one is knocked down, but I don't think it's going to matter. The defense looked like they jumped. So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it. So after the penalty, now they need just a yard on 2nd down. And Dalton will just sneak it. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you.
And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara taking it in from the yard out. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. You just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Pulls it in at the 13. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the.
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Marcus May with a pick. And the Saints are going to have the short field here as they'll take over. The 50. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you're throwing this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
A 1st down throw coming for Dalton. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. The 22 more yards there and another 1st down.
I'll give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. He was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
Run of the jet sweep. Landry. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Jarvis Landry, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Saints continue to pull away here in this 1st half. Well, we've talked about it before. You know, this jet sweep, something a lot of teams like to run nowadays, and this one winds up in the end zone.
And it is all about creating different ways to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And wasn't it interesting that prior to this game, the head coach told us, I saw this sitting in my chair watching a Tuesday night college game and decided to implement it myself.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, I feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I'll overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Up the middle they go with Mostert, and he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll be a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. He is going to find Hill here. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 72 yards. And the Dolphins' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Mike McDaniel, no hesitation on his end. He's telling his offense to go for 2. Tua going to try and throw for it. And that's going to be incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us. Because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wondered maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
First and 10 for Dalton. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
They'll try to pass on 4th down. Dalton. Got an open man. It's Olave. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 27 yards, a big play there on 4th. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. He's at the 50. The 30. The 20. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Boy, a big play right there. I mean, a touchdown on this drive could have really put some separation on the scoreboard. Instead, it's the defense who scores. And, partner, we got a game again.
And we do have one because of what you just described. A defense that understood what was going on in this game.
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football in that deficit. as it stays right where it is. Well, still a half-plus to play, but it is a two-score game. They're going to go onside kick early. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. Dalton, 1st and 10. Looking for the out route. It's completed to Landry. And then he stopped right at the 30. On a play that started back at the 15, they pick up 15. Running the jet sweep, Landry. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turns into a nice play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I know we're just in the 2nd quarter and there's a ways to go in this game, but that's a 2nd drop. I'm wondering if that's a little bit of an alarm bell for them when they start calling plays on the offensive side of the ball.
His eyes already looking upfield on that last one before he brought it in. They'll try on 4th. Here's Dalton. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires, and the Dolphins' defense is able to hold. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Alante Taylor.
That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this 3rd quarter.
Pulls it in at the 13.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
All in all, pretty manageable deficit, Charles, here as they start this 3rd quarter offensively when you consider the fact that in the first 2 quarters, they had 2 costly turnovers.
I think you laid it out there perfectly, partner. Very tough to hold a lead going into the break if you continue to hand it over on multiple drives.
Yeah, obviously, Charles, it'll be very tough to climb back into the game if those turnovers continue.
I would say borderline impossible. You keep turning it over, I don't know how you make up a deficit.
Calling a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Well, it's not time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Tua on 4th down. He's got a man complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
Mike McDaniel, no hesitation on his end. He's telling his offense to go for 2.
They'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Paulson Adebo.
The 40. Past the 20. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick two, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. Still just a two-score game in the third quarter, but they're going to go onside kick here anyway. And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. I know they're down, but starting the third quarter there with the onside kick, what'd you think?
Well, I think that they're looking at it as we may not have as many possessions in this game as we want. There may be that sense and that feel that they've got to go ahead and make something happen. Steal a possession, try and steal some points, and get themselves right back in a position to try and win the game.
To throw here, Dalton. And this one taken in by Olave. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. On second down, Kamara. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Now a throw here, hauled in, and he is out of bounds inside the 30. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll make it second down. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Dalton's going to sneak it. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up first and goal.
And when you get into the red zone, you do whatever it takes just to keep the chains moving. A simple quarterback sneak on second and short. Now it's first and goal.
They'll get this out to Kamara. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1 yard line. Second and goal from the 1.
Brings up second and goal at the 1 yard line.
Running the jet sweep, Landry. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jarvis Landry with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack. This offense on third down today, they've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 2.
talk about coverage, we're just talking about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And now here's another interception. Picked up by the corner, Bradley Roby. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Little choice, Charles, but to go for it right there.